Hi, you must be John.
Yep.
Ben. Pleasure to meet you. So, you kind of had a front row seat to the whole event.
Yep, sure did.
So, how old were you at the time?
I was 10 years old.
Can you tell me what happened with you that night? Where were you and how did it all start for you?
Well, we was actually outside the yard playing football, and we walked in the house, and Mom and Dad was talking about something crashing. Mom walked over to the window. She was looking out the road across the hill. And then got a knock on the door. And then there were some guys that came in and they looked like black suits. And they wanted the kids to go to bed so we wouldn't hear what was going on. And then I'm watching out my bedroom window.
What he saw in the hours that followed are forever etched in his mind.
It went down in empty. They come out with something on the back of it. And then there was a guy who was coming through. They was carrying this box. And they was in like white moon suits, is what I call them.
Could this be the box that contained the metal fragments that were supposedly lost or destroyed by the government?
I never seen those guys after that. They knew what they was coming in to do, and they got it done and got out of there. I can see people walking down across the field. Whatever they took out of there, they didn't want people to know about it.
I have one more expert to interview who may have insider information.
Tom Carey is a veteran of the Air Force, where he held a high level of top-secret clearance. After retiring from the military, he worked with Jenny Zeidman, directly under J. Allen Hynek, who investigated UFO sightings all across America. When it comes to UFOs, Tom is one of the world's leading experts.
So Tom, it's good to see you again. I've been researching the Kecksburg case, and after talking to all these witnesses and being out there at the site, I have a lot of questions. I hope you can kind of fill in the blanks for me.
I'll try.
With Kecksburg, why would the military, after all these years, try to keep something like this under wraps?
And how were they able to react so quickly to retrieve the UFO?
The die was cast back in 1947 because of Roswell.
In that famous case, a craft was uncovered outside a ranch in Roswell, New Mexico, and immediately covered up by the military.
They came into possession of a downed nuts and bolts craft from somewhere else. And they chose to keep it secret. Unfortunately, such secrets get a life of their own. Air Force will say that Roswell was a balloon and that the bodies were these dime store mannequins that people saw from these high parachute drops.
However, in Kecksburg, it seems like they had a very organized response. The military shows up, and then within hours, the thing is loaded up to the trailer and taken off.
Yes, this is almost 20 years after Roswell. So they had this procedure very well honed by the time of Kecksburg. And what is it? Practice makes perfect.
Both UFO crashes reek of a government cover-up, but they share something else in common.
Now, I know this is just a general impression based on witnesses who got a brief look at this thing up close. Does that ring a bell to you, any other craft that had sort of this hieroglyphics?
The only craft I can think of that had symbology was the Roswell depictions.
Do you have any drawings of what the Roswell inscriptions look like?
Yes.
Look at this one here.
Here especially, yes.
So what would that mean?
You have two different events originating from the same culture. The next question would be, okay, where is that?
Right after meeting with Tom Carey, I received a package at my hotel from Stan Gordon. He said he uncovered something explosive I need to hear.
What's in the envelope?
So while I was busy trying to find out where this Kecksburg UFO was taken, Stan Gordon was also busy at work, and he turned up a recorded statement from a truck driver who says he knows where the craft was taken. So let's give this a listen.
The man on this tape delivered a shipment of bricks to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and saw something he wasn't meant to see.
They took it from the backside of the Wright-Patterson Air Base all the way through the main part of the base, out the other side. The spaceship looked like a large acorn. Runs about 14 feet to the top and about 10 to 12 feet wide. That has writing on the collar.
The anonymous truck driver watched numerous agents load the craft into a large hangar, but that wasn't the only thing he saw.
I also seen an object laying on the workbench over there. And it had dark green or brownish skin.
Wow. We have a witness who places that UFO from Kecksburg coming through the back gate at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. This witness's statement is very key to the whole Kecksburg story. The description of the object is very similar to what the witnesses said. It's acorn-shaped, it has strange writing around the bottom part of it. The Air Force picked up this craft, they take it to Wright-Patterson, and then he said he sees a body. People describe seeing a large box that was brought into the woods.
And they carried that thing down in to that object.
It's believed that possibly a body was recovered.
Whatever they took out of there, they didn't want people to know about it.